BEC workers got what they were hoping for today after they took their concerns to the nation's chief. They showed up at the Prime Minister's speaking engagement this morning as they began a third day of protests over what they claim is unfair treatment of two of their colleagues. Foreign Carey has the story.
Around 175 BEC workers camped outside Super Club Breezes today, determined to air their concerns to the nation's leader, Prime Minister Christie. Mr. Christie had a speaking engagement there. The move marks the third day BEC workers have protested in order to show their disapproval over the termination of an entry clerk and the suspension of another employee. The Bahamas Electrical Workers Union wants the workers to be reinstated and is also calling for the removal of BEC Chairman Leslie Miller. However, Prime Minister Christie said Miller's removal has to be decided by the Cabinet of the Bahamas.
I don't know that they have made representations in that regard to the Deputy Prime Minister. If they have, he has to bring those representations to the Cabinet. Most certainly, you mustn't demand that of me in a public setting, that I do anything. That is not the way in the Bahamas Bahamians ought to conduct themselves. I don't see it, and I would have thought the level of civility that ought to exist between me and the leadership of the union. It happened when I was there before. I had a very civil relationship with the leadership of the union, and I don't care how much they are disturbed by decision making. At the very least, I would expect them to be able to seek counsel with me as to why they think certain things should take place.
And regarding the public demands being made by the union,
I'm a very easygoing person. You can sit and talk with me about issues, but you can't shout it at me and you can't demand it of me. Because when you shout it at me and you demand it of me, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to do it to you, and I don't expect you to do it to me.
After speaking with the media, Prime Minister Christie left the hotel and went to meet with waiting BEC employees. However, some of the workers attempted to cross the street as a trailer was approaching and had to be asked to move for safety reasons. Shortly afterwards, the Prime Minister spoke with Hotel Union President Nicole Madden and Union President Stefano Green, who indicated that the Prime Minister had agreed to a meeting.
The Prime Minister has given us a commitment that he will meet with us today. He just wants to go back, clear his calendar, so that he will call us and so that we can meet with him today. Yes. However, we need to be understanding that the Prime Minister, just like any other minister, does not want to sit down and discuss with a gun to his head.
What happens if the meetings with the Prime Minister don't go as you anticipate?
Because we know that in any negotiations you don't ever get everything that you want, but one of the things that we do know is the Prime Minister is very fair. He's always willing to listen, and he's always willing to try to act in the best interest of not only the Bahamian people, but also the individuals and the companies, the corporations.
Now, following a brief meeting here at Goodman's Bay, BEC workers are expected to return to work today. However, the union leaders will meet with Prime Minister Christie to discuss their outstanding concerns very soon. Foreign Carey, ZNS Network News.